Erev Tov, good evening, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Oh, there's a center aisle. We know what that means. The time is almost upon us, a new year waiting for us and all of its possibility. Let's anticipate it as we turn to page 358. Page 358 as we join in singing from Psalm 27, Achat Sha'alti. Top of the page, page 358.
Achat sha'alti beit Adonai ata vakesh. Achat sha'alti beit Adonai ata vakesh. Shivti beit Adonai Kol yamei chayai, lachazot b'noam Adonai, ulevaker b'chechalo. Lachazot b'noam Adonai, ulevaker b'chechalo.
Page 344. Actually, excuse me, 348, Shir Ladonai, Shir Chadash, I believe. Actually,
Shiru Adonai kol haaretz, Shiru Adonai shir chadash, Shiru Adonai kol haaretz, Adonai shir chadash. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru Kol haaretz, Shiru Adonai, Shir chadash.
let's turn to pages 2 and 3 and rise for the blessing of our Sabbath lights. We'll be led in that blessing this evening by Michelle Barron. Pages 2 and 3.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu, lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Amen.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
We can be seated, and we'll continue on page 20 as we welcome the Sabbath bride with the singing of Lecha Dodi, verses 1, 2, 5, and 9, rising to greet the Sabbath bride on the last verse. Page 20.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala v'nei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Sha'amor v'zachor b'dibur echad Yishmi'anu el hamiyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad L'shemo tiferet v'litila. Lecha Dodi Lecha Dodi likrat kala v'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala v'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki mekor haberacha me'irosh mikedem nisucha sof ma'aseh b'machshava techila. Dodi Lecha Dodi likrat kala v'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala v'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri ki va'orech kumi ori uri shir daberi kevod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala v'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala v'nei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ha'teret bala gam b'simcha uv'tzola toch emunei am segula. Boi chala Lecha Dodi likrat kala v'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala v'nei Shabbat nekabela.
You will not find this reflection in your prayer books. The Season of Return by Alden Solovey. This is the season of returning to ourselves and to our people, of returning to our God and returning to our calling. This is the season of quiet, of quieting the mind to hear the voice, of quieting the heart to hear the soul. This is the season of surrender, of surrendering odd quirks and old habits to dignity and kindness, of surrendering fear and despair to hope and adventure, to honor and service. This is the season of returning to wholeness and love, to prayer and charity, to family and friends. This is the season that reminds us of who we are and who we might become, the season that summons us to return ourselves to purpose and our lives to God's holy word. Chatzi Kaddish is on page 26.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
בעלמא תברח חירותי וימליך מלכותי. בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל. בעגלה בעגלה ובזמן קריב יאמרו אמן. יהא שמי רבה מברך לעולם עולם מעלמיה. יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה שמי דקודשו בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמא ויאמרו אמן. Yai la 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 yai la 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 yai la 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 yai la 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 yai la 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 yai la 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 yai la 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 yai la 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 yai la 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 yai la 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 yai la 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 yai la 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 la. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach leolam vaed. HaMevorach HaMevorach leolam vaed.
Together at the top of 30. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim b'chochma poteach sha'arim uvitvuna mishane itim umachalif et hazmanim umisader et hakochavim b'mishmeroteam barakia kirtsono borei yom v'layla golel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or uma'avir yom umevi layla umavdil ben yom uvein layla Adonai tzavaot shemo el chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim. And top of 33. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod, Malchuto, Leolam, Leolam Vaed. Please be seated. We'll continue with the Ve'ahavta on page 36.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'hayu ha'devarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Adonai Elohechem. Amen.
Let's continue at the top of page 39. Top of 39. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
Mi chamocha b'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef ele, nora tehilot osef ele, malchutecha ra'u vanecha, bokei ayan livnei Moshe u'Miriam, Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed, Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed, Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed. ונאמר כי ברא אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גואל ישראל.
We give thanks for the night and its rest and the promise of peace for all of us. Page 42.
השכיבנו אלוהינו לשלום, ועמידנו שומרנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, ועמידנו שומרנו לחיים. ושמור צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ושלום ואתה ועד עולם. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום ועמידנו שומרנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום ועמידנו שומרנו.
Bottom of 44.
ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו שומרי שומרי שבת וקורא עונג שבת. וקדשי שבי שבת כולם ישבעו ויתענגו מטובך שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. והשביעי רצית בו וקידשתו שבת. חמדת ימין אותו קראת שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. זכר למעשה בראשית שבת. זכר למעשה בראשית שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת.
We rise now together for the Amidah Adonai Sfatai on 46, Avot V'Imahot on 48.
Sifatai tiftach u'fia ki tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. מוריד אתה, מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני יפה. מי כמוך בגבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך אמת ומחיה, ומצליח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש, השם הקדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Top of page 55. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answers to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, shodcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod. Top of 59. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulecha na'eh lehodot.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki Adon Melech Adon Lechol HaShalom. Lechol HaShalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. טוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם.
We turn now to page 253. Page 253 in our prayer books. And as we turn the pages of our Siddurim, our hearts turn to those who are in need of healing, who are in need of wholeness, who are in need of shlemut, who are in need of refuah. If you are thinking of someone who is in need of healing and wish to share that person's name out loud, I invite you to do so as my eyes scan around the room. For all those we mention out loud, for all those we mention in our hearts, together we pray for healing.
מי שבירך אבותינו ברכה לאמותינו. May the source of strength would bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. מי שברך אמותינו מקור הברכה לאבותינו. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו וישראל. יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן. יאי לה 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 לה, יאי לה 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 לה, יאי לה 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 לה, יאי לה 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 לה, יאי לה 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 לה. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו amen.
Let's rise now together for Kiddush. And let's welcome up any of the Kinderlach, any of the kids who have not yet celebrated Bar or Bat Mitzvah to join us up on the bima, if they so choose. To receive a Kiddush cup from Reva Brown, chair of our Liturgical Practices Committee, who will also be leading us in the English of the Kiddush. Any other customers? No? All right. Hebrew of Kiddush is on page 5.
Let us praise God with this symbol of joy and give thanks for the blessings of the past week, for life and strength, for home and love and friendship, for the disciplines of our trials and temptations, for the happiness that has come to us out of our labors. You have ennobled us, O God, by the blessings of work, and in love have sanctified us by Sabbath rest and worship as ordained in the Torah. 6 days shall you labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath, to be hallowed unto the eternal your God.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pari hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvoto v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'ahava uvratzon yinchilanu zikaron lemasei v'reishit ki hu yom techila lamikrai kodesh zecher kivanu v'charta v'otanu kidashta mikol ami v'shabbat kodshecha v'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen.
L'chaim.
L'chaim. Let's stretch our hands out over our children and say over them, may God bless you
May God bless
and
you
protect you.
and protect you.
May God's light
May God's light
shine in you
shine in you
and inspire you.
and inspire you.
May God's face
May God's face
always be turned toward you
always be turned toward you
and bless you
and bless you
with shalom,
with shalom,
with peace.
with peace.
Amen.
Amen.
Give the cups back. And we'll remain standing for our Seder Kriyat HaTorah, our service for the reading of Torah. You're good, Maddie. Go on. You're good. You're fine. Our service for the reading of Torah.
Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, olam omed. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, olam omed. Ala Torah v'al avodah v'al gemilut chasadim. Ala Torah v'al avodah v'al gemilut chasadim.
You may be seated.
Shabbat shalom.
Shalom.
Tonight we read, guess what? From the book of Deuteronomy. It's like we haven't been reading this book for quite some time. And if you couldn't tell from the unevenness of our scroll, we read today from a portion that will also be chanted on Yom Kippur, Nitzavim. Atem nitzavim hayom kulchem lifnei Adonai Elohechem, roshechem, shivtechem, ziknechem, v'shotrechem kol ish Yisrael. You stand here this day, all of you, before the eternal your God, before your tribal heads, your elders, and you officials, all the men and all the people of Israel. Nitzavim is an interesting Torah portion because it covers, some say, some of the principal principal values of our Jewish tradition, the unity of Israel, which we cover in this very first verse. What does it mean, all of you, from your elders to the smallest children? What does it mean for all of you to stand before God? It continues. The practicality of the Torah, talking about the mitzvot that have been handed down. These are not lofty goals that God asks for us. They are actually near to you. They are attainable. They are reachable with your heart and your eyes and your ears. So you all stand before God and stand for God's values. And the freedom, finally, the freedom of choice to do so. God has given us free will. God has given us the ability to choose to stand up and do what God has commanded of us, or to turn from his ways, and has given us the appropriate pros and cons to that list, blessings and curses, we might say. So we have a choice. Well, we don't really. We're standing up in front of Moses, and Moses says, you all stand. But we've been doing this since the beginning, standing for what's important to us. We can find what I'll be chanting, this very first 3 verses, in the Plaut commentary on page 1373, the big blue book. And for our Aliyah tonight, everyone who will be participating in High Holiday services in one way, shape, or form. Are you ushering? Do you have an aliyah? Are you playing shofar? Are you... It's the majority of the people in the room, yay! Trope may sound different tonight. I will be chanting in the High Holiday trope because that's all that's in my head right now. And it's a preview. Who wants to hold the card?
Right.
1, 2, 3. Baruch. Baruch Adonai Amvarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai.
Eloheinu melech haolam, asher
Amen.
אמן. אתם ניצבים היום כולכם לפני אדוני אלוהיכם, ראשיכם, שבטיכם, זקניכם ושוטריכם, כל איש ישראל. טבכם, נשיכם וגרך אשר בקרב מחנך, מחותב עצך עד שואב מימיך, לעוברך בברית אדוני אלוהיך ובעלתו אשר אדוני אלוהיך כורת עמך היום.
שכוח.
ברוך אתה
Amen. Yasher koach,
And
yasher
thank you
koach to
for
all
all
of
you do during the high holidays and all you will do. And game on.
Whether or a chanting or ushering or making sure the lights go down at exactly the right time, or all of the above. We thank you for that. We rise at this time for Hagabah and Galilah, and will remain standing as we return our Torah to the ark.
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל, על פי אדוני ביד משה. עץ חיים אילן מחזיקים בו בתומך מאושר דרכך דרכי נועם בכל נתיבותיך שלום. השיבנו אדוני אליך ונשובה. חיידש חיידש ימינו, חיידש ימינו כקדם.
Please be seated. And if you want to open your plouts back up to page 1376, and or you want to take out from your Sabbath lights this sheet. So if you got a Sabbath lights, you got one of these. You got one of these. We're going to study a little bit tonight. We haven't done that in a while. So for those who like having the plout open, because you want to read the other commentaries, page 1376. But the text of the Parsha is on the sheet as well, that we're going to be looking at. So Cantor just chanted beautifully from the beginning of the portion. We're going to look a little further on to not quite the end, but pretty close. As Cantor chanted, and we are told in that moment, not only those who were there at that time, but all those who would come to follow, right? It's not just a physical, historical moment, it's a spiritual moment. To make the choice, right? To pledge, to affirm the commitment. And as Cantor mentioned, it goes on to raise the question of how doable is this? So we're going to look at this text from 11 through 14, which continues the thought. Let's make the bracha for Torah study real quick, and then I'm going to ask for somebody to read the blessing la'asok b'divrei Torah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. Great. Somebody want to read from 11 through 14. Put your hand up so the cantor can bring the microphone to you so as to intimidate you. And for those who are worried that the text on the sheet is going to be different than the text in Plout, it's the same.
Surely this instruction which I enjoin upon you this day is not too baffling for you, nor is it beyond reach. It is not in the heavens that you should say, who among us can go up to the heavens and get it for us and impart it to us, that we may observe it? Neither is it beyond the sea that you should say, who among us can cross to the other side of the sea and get it for us and impart it to us, that we may observe it? The thing is very close to you, in your mouth and in your heart, to observe it.
Thank you very much, Adam. Okay, so let me ask a question. Actually, before I ask a question, text is clear. Anybody have a question as to what's going on? Anybody confused? You're allowed to be confused. It's okay. It's a confusing time right now, right? Anybody have questions about what's going on? No? Cool. Awesome. So let me ask a question. What does it mean when Moses says, what does it mean to us when Moses says, it is not in heaven? What does that mean to us? What does that mean to you when Moses says, Lo bashamayim hi, it is not in heaven? I'm going to ask you to put your hand up. Thank you to the cantor who's playing Sergeant at Arms today. So we're going to go Adam, Harriet Ann, and there was another hand up over here somewhere. No, I made that up. Cool.
I think what it means is the Torah is right here before us. There's not a whole further thing waiting beyond our reach. It's right here, and for all of us to understand.
I would go with what Adam said, but then I would say that it's something that we can all learn and understand and study and to get a full grasp of it, because it's all here and all we have to do is take the time to learn it.
Great. Good. Anybody want to add to that? Leslie Ann and then Bill.
Unlike the name of God that only the high priest may pronounce one day a year on Yom Kippur, the instruction is for everybody, every day, to live by.
Great. Good. Thank you. Everybody hear that? Right? The high priest gets to actually know God's real name. The rest of us, even though we don't get to know that, we get to be able to know ha-mitzvah hazot. We get to know this mitzvah, this instruction.
Excuse me, my mouth's really dry, but I'll try. What I got from that was that each one of us carries inside of us the ability to stand up and be counted, gesturing. And every one of us has it inside. We don't, that's where I get, it's here with us. It's not someplace that we're trying to attain. It's always here. All you got to do is discover it and work at developing it. Now, I'm done.
Wonderful. Great. Right? And that's riffing off when it says, right? Right? Ki karov alecha, right? It's close to you. Beficha, it's in your mouth. Uvelvavecha, and it's in your heart, right? And then the kicker line, everybody tends to focus on that, right? It's in your mouth, it's in your heart. But then the kicker word in there in the Hebrew is la'asoto, to do it. There's that whole doing part, right? Yeah, it's not theoretical. Good. Anybody else want to add to that? Somebody who hasn't spoken. Anybody want to add? Cantor, did you want to? Okay, just adjusting the talit. Cool. So I want to take us down. Rachel decided. Yeah? All right.
So I just want to say that I think what also God is trying to make very clear here is that all of us have the ability to do this. It doesn't require great learning, and sometimes people who might not think they have great educational background or means, they may think that something is beyond their reach. But this is meant for everyone, and everyone should feel as though it is for them.
I want us to hold on to Rachel's idea. She is not a plant. We did not discuss this beforehand. She does not work for NPR, nor is related to anybody who works for NPR. But hold on to what she just said, because we're going to go into the midrash here. And we have a midrash. The next thing after the text is a midrash from Baba Metzia. Baba is one of my 3 favorite Babas in the Talmud. That's a little inside joke. There are 3 tractates of Talmud named Baba Kama, Baba Metzia, Baba Batra. That's a little rabbi humor for you. It's not funny, but we'll go with it. Baba Metzia is mostly like tort law. It's like, like civil law. But we have this interesting midrash that comes up. I'm going to read the midrash at speed. I apologize if I go a little quickly. But I want us to hear this. Some of you may even know this midrash if you took the Melton program or something like that. You probably are familiar with it. Rabbi Eliezer declared the oven of Achnai pure, while the sages declared it impure. We don't have to care about why it's pure or impure. Don't worry about that part, right? I can see some of you being like, well, what's an oven of Achnai, and why is it? We don't care. Don't worry about it. There's an oven. Eliezer says it's one thing. Everybody else disagrees. On that day, Rabbi Eliezer brought all the possible arguments, but the others, that is to say the rabbis, did not accept them, right? So Eliezer's here, and everybody else is over here. Clear? He then, Eliezer, said to them, if the halacha, if Jewish law is in accordance with my opinion, this carob tree will prove it. The carob tree was uprooted from its place 100 cubits, and some say 400 cubits. The tree jumps up and leaps across, whatever that is, equivalent of feet, 800 feet or something like that. The rabbis said to them, one does not cite halachic proof from the carob tree. Right? Like, what does the carob tree jumping up out of the ground have to do with anything? It's a nice trick, but it doesn't prove anything, right? You follow? Cool. Rabbi Eliezer then said to them, if the halacha is in accordance with my opinion, and the stream turned backwards and began flowing the other direction. They said to him, one does not cite halachic proof from a stream, right? Stop with the magic tricks already. Rabbi Eliezer then said to them, if the halacha is in accordance with my opinion, the walls of the study hall will prove it. The walls of the study hall leaned inward and began to collapse. They began to fall. Rabbi Yehoshua scolded the walls and said to them, if Torah scholars are contending with each other in matters of halacha, what is the nature of your involvement in the dispute? The walls did not fall because of deference due to Rabbi Yehoshua, but they didn't straighten up due to deference to Rabbi Eliezer, and they remain leaning. That's kind of sweet, actually. Kind of a fun way. Rabbi Eliezer then said to them, if the halacha is in accordance with my opinion, a divine voice emerged from heaven and said, why are you differing with Rabbi Eliezer, as the halacha is in accordance with his opinion in every place that he expresses an opinion? That sounds pretty definitive, doesn't it? Rabbi Yehoshua, the guy with the wall, stood up and said, it is written, it is not in heaven. Since the Torah was already given at Mount Sinai, we do not regard a divine voice as you already wrote on Mount Sinai, at Mount Sinai in the Torah, after a majority to incline. So that's the same verse we're looking at here, right? Lo b'shamayim, it's not in heaven. What are the rabbis doing with it? Marissa.
Well, they're exerting their authority to make further opinion for themselves
Say it again with the microphone so everybody can hear you.
Hi, they're exerting their right to define what the Torah is and says for themselves without perhaps future divine statement,
Right.
like
Right.
some other people.
Right. Think about that for a second. Think about what Marissa just said just now, right? Not the punchline, but the rest of it. You can think about the punchline too. Do whatever you want. But, right? Think of how most other religions understand revelation. How does revelation happen in most other religions? You have one person who goes into seclusion in some way, shape, or form and emerges and says, I have all the answers. I have had the moment of revelation. I have had the profound moment, and I know and you don't. And look what the rabbis do with Rabbi Eliezer. When the voice from heaven comes out and says, he's right, they get to say to God, get out of this. This doesn't concern you. You gave it to us already. It's ours. It's not yours anymore. It's not yours anymore. It's our Torah. It's not in heaven. It's with us. So we get to decide what that means. And lest we get confused that it's every person for themselves, after the majority to incline. Right? The majority voice gets to make a decision in this regard. Eliezer can be the smartest rabbi that ever was, where even God says everything's according to Eliezer, but if he's in the minority, he's done. Other thoughts or observations? Or counter statements? In case anybody wants to go with that. I want to further point out, I have a little thing from Devarim Rabbah here. Somebody read, because otherwise it's going to be my voice too much. It's all the Rebbitzins all the time. Okay.
Another explanation. This commandment is not in heaven. Moses said to them, do not say that another Moses stood and brought to us a different Torah from the heavens. I already informed you all that it is not in heaven. Nothing of it remains in the heavens.
Saying. Yeah, Adam, take the mic.
Basically that the Torah is the law and the whole of the law, and that there isn't an additional volume awaiting.
Right. There's not another text hidden someplace else, and there's not going to be another Moses. Don't wait for someone else to come and say they're in charge. Don't wait for somebody else to say, but I have all the answers. I am the elect. I am the chosen one. I am the one with all that you need. Right? Adam, you got an addendum.
If I could just share like an implication of that, basically the implication is that the words of the prophets, the subsequent prophets, cannot possibly contradict the Torah, otherwise they are not prophets. Because God is only telling the prophets what is already in the Torah. Like, it's just awakening them to like, hey, this is the law, tell some people about it.
Right. And we might go so far as to say in each generation we understand Torah a little differently. So when we read Isaiah 58 on Yom Kippur, some of us with Verna Schenker's voice in our heads, Allah Shalom, right? Is this the fast I ask for? No, that you should break the bonds of the fettered and redeem the oppressed, et cetera, that we shouldn't read Isaiah as being iconoclastic toward the Torah, right? That is within the boundary of Torah, right? Isaiah is not saying throw the Torah out. Rather, the Torah is really saying, yes, observe self-denial, but the real focus is take care of the vulnerable, right? But it also means for us something very important that we've all kind of brought up little pieces of, but I'm going to pull it all together, which is when somebody says to us, I'm the sole authority, you have to listen to me. Don't listen to anybody else. Only I can do this. I'm the one. Effectively, what this text is teaching us is saying, well, hold on a second. Who put you in charge? Who made that decision? We all fulfill Torah. We all own Torah. We all have a right to say, time out. I don't agree. I don't think you're right. I think we have a problem. And if enough other people agree with me, then you need to stand down. Right? That majority piece. If I'm in the majority and you're not, there's something to be said for that. We're going to wrap up because we got to get to Onik. Otherwise, the cookies are going to start walking away. But I think it's important for us to remember that idea in a time when there are a lot of people who are very quick to jump up and say, I'm the one in charge here. And my voice is the only voice that can be right. And if we were to read this text of the Torah carefully, and if we're to take it seriously, it's to say, revelation doesn't belong to one person. It belongs to all of us. It happens when we engage. It happens when we participate. It happens when we're fully committed, whatever that means to us. It is in our mouths. It is in our hearts. It's for us to do. And if what the Midrash, I think, is trying to tell us is when somebody gets up and says, I'm the only one with all the right answers, we should be very, very suspicious. And our response should be to say, Lo b'shamayim hi. It's not in heaven. It's ours. And we get to decide who has all the answers. Lots more to think about. Carry this with you through to Yom Kippur. You can literally carry this piece of paper with you to Yom Kippur. But reflect on this because, as Cantor said, we're going to be chanting this again Yom Kippur morning. So think about, what does this mean? What does what she chanted and what does this text mean as you come toward our Day of Atonement? And with that, we'll turn back to our Sidurim, to our prayer books, to page 282 for Aleinu L'Shabeach, and we'll rise.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol, la'atet gedulah liyotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoyei ha'aratzot, kemishvechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'goralenu kehol hamanam, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
And on page 287.
ונאמר והיה אדוני ומלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
On page 294, page 294, however brief may be our time on earth, O God, you endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. If you are in the first 30 days of your mourning, I invite you to rise at this time. And if you are in the first year of your mourning, I invite you to rise. If on this Shabbat you observe a yahrzeit, I invite you to rise at this time. And if it is your custom to rise to remember those whom only we can remember, I invite you to do so as we join together in Mourner's Kaddish. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah Bi'alma Divrach Hirute V'yamlich Malchute B'chayechon Uvyomechon Uv'chaye D'chol Beit Yisrael Ba'agala Uvizman Kari V'imru Amen. Yehe Shemei Rabbah Mevarach Le'olam Olamei Almaya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh V'yitadar V'yitaleh V'yitalal Shemei D'Kudusha Barichu Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechamata Da'amiran Bi'alma V'imru Amen. Yehe Shalama Rabbah Min Shemaya V'chaim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'mromav Huya Se Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. We remember Harry Fishman, Alan Cohen, Sarah Berkowitz, Benjamin Franklin Brown, Bennett Epstein, Bernard Finkel, Alfred Green, Irvin Haas, Edward Halperin, Jerome Hochberg, Patricia Jablow, Harriet Kramer, Isaac Lebowski, N. Burton Levy, Henry Mensch, Bertha Rothman, Etta Markle Simon, Eugene Sloan, and Eva Tuck. And I would ask if you have a name to add, feel free to do so as my eyes scan around the room.
Joanna Levy, Alba wife.
Chronam livracha, may their memories be a blessing as we say Amen.
Amen.
You can be seated. There's Torah study and services tomorrow morning, as usual, at 9:30. And then we'll see you all again Sunday night, because it's Sunday night. There's not a lot going on between now and then. But there is a lot coming up, and be sure to take your Sabbath lights home and see all the exciting things that are going on. I'm really excited for our Sukkot and Simchat Torah programs, for our second day Rosh Hashanah discussion, and for all the exciting things we have planned throughout the month of Tishrei. But we're still in Elul for a few more days. So we're going to turn to the blue half sheets that are our song sheets. We return. We're going to rise as we join in our closing song, and we're going to invite Robert Napper to join us on the bima. One last tekiah for the month of Elul before we get a whole bunch of them for the first day of Tishrei.
We return.
We return.
We return.
We return.
We return. Return again. We return.
We return.
We return.
We return. We return. Return again and again
to love, to truth, to truth, to love, to truth, to turn again to truth. Hashivenu Adonai Adonai, Elecha v'nashuva, Chadesh yameinu kekedem. Yalalai lai lai lai, yalalai lai lai lai. Lai lai, yalla lai 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 lai, yalla lai 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 lai, yalla lai 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 lai, lai lai lai, yalla lai 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 lai, lai lai lai. We return,
We return.
we return.
We return,
return again. We return, we return, return again and again to you. To you. To you, we return again to you.
Hope in God. Be strong and of good courage. Hope in God.
Tekiah.
It is a shofar. Let's make hamotzi, and then let's enjoy oneg, and then a Shana Tova to everyone.
Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our prayer is joyfully said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Shabbat
Shabbat
shalom.
shalom.
I should take pictures of it and send it to my friend Christy Garraway.
See you Sunday.
Professor of Bible and First Temple study. It's her book that I referenced in Thursday. It's on childhood in ancient Israel. That's her expertise. She's an archaeologist. So, because every time I look at it, I'm like, it's so pretty, and I'm so worried that it says, God only knows.
Oh, right.
My guess is,
Or it's something